Hello everyone and welcome to Limitless Gaming Esports coverage of Limitless Formula Racing, the Tuesday Limitless 2 edition. I am Kem and I would like to welcome you to this broadcast. If you have not subscribed to this channel already, make sure that you do that, as well as if you're viewing this current broadcast, if you could like the video, that would help out immensely as well. If you did not check out the race yesterday for Monday Limitless 1, that race took place at Spain. You can go and check that out. It was a somewhat chaotic race with 3 safety cars that had to happen during that race. But yep, if you did not check out that race, make sure you go and do that and also like that video as well. Today for Tuesday Limitless 2, we will be having the race at the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan. It will be a short qualifying session followed by a 26-lap race. And unfortunately today, my co-commentator that is usually with me, Jason, or Big Weir, he is not here. He's actually on a trip to London. So for this broadcast, it is just going to be myself doing the commentary as we are just about to head onto the track for the qualifying session. So as we wait to get into the lobby, we have 18 drivers who will be taking place in this qualifying session and race today. There could potentially be 19. There's one individual or one racer who is missing, so he may potentially join midway through this qualifying session. I will get the settings. As we will see who will be the first car or first driver out on track for which team. And I do hear an engine starting, and that is, I believe that's an AlphaTauri that I saw. It is. So yep, the first driver on track is Darth Vader of the AlphaTauri team, and he is actually driving as a reserve today for the AlphaTauri team. So as he is the first on track, and then there is an Aston Martin behind him, and that would be Phoenix. And Phoenix is actually on the medium compound tires for his first lap that he's going to be setting. In the practice session that was run just before this qualifying session, Phoenix was actually in 3rd place out of the 10 drivers that participated in the practice session. So just for a little bit of reference, we'll see where it is that Phoenix will end up after this qualifying session takes place. But we'll ride on board with Darth Vader, who is trying to get a bit of heat into those soft tires. So we will ride on board with Darth Vader as he heads into this very long, very long straight coming up to the start-finish line, and we will ride on board with him to see what kind of time he will put down as the marker, the first marker for this qualifying session. So DRS wide open in the first DRS zone of this circuit, as this circuit has 2 DRS zones. And yep, Taylor McKenzie has retired from the session because he actually is serving a qualifying ban, so he will be starting in 18th position for this race. As Darth Vader makes his way through Sector 2 into this very slow right-hander, as he is about to make a left into this castle section where you have to be very careful. Pinpoint accuracy with your turning, or you will go into the wall in that very small area. So of course it is a purple Sector 2 for Darth Vader, as he is the first individual to set a time going through Sector 2. So it is power down, going down this long straight of Sector 3 to the start-finish line, and we'll see what kind of time Darth Vader can put up. It is a 1:39.854 for the AlphaTauri driver. Right behind him is Atix. We'll see what kind of time he can put down. It is a 1:40.216 for Atix. Phoenix must have made a mistake, as he set a 1:48.288, so he's about 8 or 9 seconds off of the pace, as BKS just crosses the start-finish line, and he sets a 1:40.295 to go into 3rd place. There's a Red Bull, 2 Red Bulls actually, who are coming to the line. One has been validated, which would be King's Home. So Flea is actually on the medium compound tires. He jumps to 4th place with a 1:44.362 for his lap time. Thibbo Boy in the McLaren actually takes his spot with a 1:47.39, and Ricey Boy of the Haas team sets a 1:39.239 to go in. Oh, sorry. It was Carl Wiedeberg of the Williams team set a 1:39.239 to go into 1st place. And then Lewis F1 sets a 1:38.995 to then go into 1st position. And it was Lewis in the practice session who ended up having the fastest time. So not too much of a surprise there that he is currently atop the leaderboards in this qualifying session, as King's Home has retired. So King's Home is going to be starting from the back of the grid. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. We will see if anybody else is on the lap. BKS wouldn't be on the lap. As, oh, Yo-Yo crashed out. And I don't know if he may have collected Phoenix as well, because Phoenix is also out of the session. And it's that castle section once again, as I was just speaking of. You have to be pinpoint going through there, or you will bin it. So currently riding on board with H. Bosworth. Yeah, and I don't believe he is on a hot lap right now. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of people that are out actually setting times, as Thibbo Boy has crashed out as well. I am not sure what is happening. But there are a lot of people that are out of this qualifying session. there are some cars that are just heading back onto the circuit. Right now it's actually only Addicts and I believe another Red Bull, which would be Flea. So those are the only two cars out on circuit, as there is an Alfa Romeo and a Ferrari who are following behind the Red Bull driver of Flea. And it's unfortunate because my Discord actually is not connecting right now, so I cannot see what is going on. As I'm looking at the comment section of the live stream, and Phoenix says, I am stupid, a la Charles Leclerc. Yep, and he said, I crashed myself out. By the way, haha, did a Charles. So that is unfortunate for for Phoenix. As he was only able to set a 1:48.288 for his qualifying time, so not a particularly representative lap of Phoenix compared to what it is that he did in the practice session. And that will not fare well for him as long as everyone else is able to put a decent time on the board. So I'm currently riding on board with Addicts. He is sitting in 5th position as he set a 1:42.16 on his first qualifying lap. So he just goes through turn 2. It'll be DRS wide open. Let's see what it is that Addicts can do. And it is a purple sector 1 for Addicts. I believe I just saw that he was 300ths down on his initial time that he set. Going through this castle section, slow right, then slow left. You have to make sure you get the traction right, and he does that quite well. So we will see if Addicts can also go purple sector 2 as he goes slightly wide, but he has cut 4/10 out of his fastest qualifying lap that he has set. So this may jump him into somewhere. Oh no, this would actually, we'll see what he can do going down this straight. But he may cut that amount of time out of his time, but he may stay in 5th position. Oh nope, he actually jumped Darth Vader to go into 4th with a 1:39.826 as Flea has cut 5/10 out of his time, but it looks like he will be, staying. So he sets a 1:43.667 as Iggy jumps to P7 with a 1:43.04, and I believe it was BKS just crossed the start finish and set a 1:39.723 to move himself into 4th position. So this is Robin, who is a reserve for the Williams team. He set a 1:42.79, I believe, just on this qualifying lap that he just finished. There's a Haas coming to the line. That's Ricey Boy, and he jumps, takes almost 6/10 out of his fastest time to go up into 2nd place, as he sets a 1:39.143. So there is a car that's coming to the line right now. That was Carl Wiedeberg, yep. So Carl Wiedeberg has provisional pole with a 1:38.681 on that flying lap that he just finished. H. Bosworth heads into the pit lane. So there are some cars. So I believe Addicts is on an in lap. Iggy Combo goes purple sector 2. So we'll ride on board with him as he is coming up to the start-finish line. It will be DRS wide open, and we will see what it is that Iggy Combo can do as he backs out. Kind of an interesting call, as he did set a purple sector 2, so I'm not sure. As there is an AlphaTauri, but he is down on his time. That should be an in-lap. Should be an in-lap for Robin as well. He's currently riding on board with Dark Stomper as he has not set a time as yet, and he is on the soft compound tires. I saw purple sector 2 for Dark Stomper, so we'll ride on board with him as he heads down this long straight to the start-finish line, and we will see what kind of time he will set. It will be quick, and yep, it is. So a 1:38.783 to go into second position for Dark Stomper in the Alpine. So as Carl Wiedeberg heads into the pits, there's only a McLaren and Dark Stomper who would be on an in-lap. There are only 2 cars on the circuit as it is. That's just going through the comments section of the live stream, and you have an individual named Joaquin Arana who says, "Go Darth." So we have a Darth of Vader fan who is tuning in. Welcome and thank you for tuning into the stream. And the driver who you are cheering for, who is Darth Vader, is currently sitting in 5th position for the AlphaTauri team. So I'll ride on board with Lewis F1 as we have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this qualifying session. I'll ride on board with the McLaren driver of Lewis F1, and we will see what he can do as he goes through sector 1. DRS wide open. We will see how much time Lewis will be able to cut out of the best time he has set so far. So almost 2/10 that Lewis has cut out of his best time. So Dark Stomper's second place position may be up for grabs by Lewis F1. Just going through this castle section. So we will see as Lewis is going through sector 2, and we'll see if it is a purple sector that he will be able to set. And yes, it is a purple sector as he has cut 2/10 out of his best time. So it is looking like it's going to be a second place for Lewis F1 at the moment. We'll see if he can even pip Carl Wiedeberg to go into first place as he heads for the start finish. And yep, it is P2 for Lewis F1 as he sets a 1:38.732. Quite a good lap by him. Sure if I believe BKS. Let's see if any of the Alpha, both Alpha drivers are actually out for flying laps as it is. So, and H. Bosworth sets a purple sector 2. So as qualifying only has 10 seconds left, all of these drivers who are coming to the finish line, this will be the final times that they will be able to set. So we will see as H. Bosworth with the power down, DRS wide open as he heads to the start-finish line. He jumps to P6 with a 139.519, and his teammate Iggy Combo right behind him in 7th with a 139.694. There is a Red Bull who's heading to the line, but that is not going to be an improvement for Lee. So now riding on board with Ricey Boy. DRS wide open. We will see if he will be able to jump any positions. And nope, does take 2/10 out of his time. As I don't believe Dark Stomper was able to improve either. So he stays in P3. Lewis F1 going to the pits. Robin into the pits. There's a Ferrari who is coming to the line. That is BKS takes 5/10, it says. So I'm not sure if he moved any positions. And I believe this is it's only Addix who's on. Yep, and this is an in-lap by Addix. So this is going to be the starting grid as you see it right now. So it is Carl Wiedeberg of the Williams team who takes pole position with a 138.257. That is actually a very impressive time, as he is nearly 5/10 clear of the second place qualifier in Lewis F1, who set a 138.732. Followed by Dark Stomper of the Alpine team, who set a 138.783. So here you have it. Here is the starting grid for our race at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It is Carl Wiedeberg in first for the Williams team. It is Lewis F1 of the McLaren team in second. Dark Stomper in third. Ricey Boy of Haas in fourth. BKS in fifth. Darth of Vader in sixth. H. Bosworth in seventh. His teammate Iggy Combo in eighth. Addix in 9th position, Robin FR starting in 10th, Thibble Boy in 11th, Flea in 12th, Phoenix of the Aston Martin team in 13th, Yo-Yo, who did not set a time, in 14th, Mr. Basil, Taylor McKenzie, Ryan Van Doom, and then King's Home, who all did not set times, as there was an accident that took place. I am not sure if the majority of those cars were caught up in that accident. That was it was Phoenix who actually had a moment going into the castle section. So as we are just about to commence the formation lap, as we're just waiting for the drivers to get their setups and their strategies, pit strategies, settled. So as we are now onto the track, and it will be Carl Wiedeberg who will lead the way on this formation lap. We'll get to the settings. So we'll take a look at the starting tires that all 18 drivers will be starting on. So the top 10 all on the soft tires. And you have Thibaut in 11th place, who will be starting on the mediums. You have Flea, Phoenix, and Yo-Yo in 12th, 13th, and 14th position. They are starting on the softs. Mr. Basil and Taylor Mackenzie, 15th and 16th, respectively, starting on the mediums. Ryan Van Doom starting on the hard tires, and he is the only one of these 18 drivers who is starting on the hards. And finally, King's Home 94 will be starting on the medium compound tires at the back of the grid. So you see, as we're just getting to the end of Sector 2, all of these drivers doing the normal routine of side-to-side swerving to get some heat into their tires. As you can see, the pit stop strategy, it's looking like it is going to be a two-stop race, although for the likes of Ryan Van Doom, it may potentially be a one-stop, depending on if there are any safety cars, of course, but we shall see as the cars get into their starting positions. So we will head to the front of the grid as we wait for the 5 red lights for this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go as Carl Wiedeberg gets a pretty good start in P1. BKS has moved up 1 position. Thibaut has moved up 4. As it looks like the Alfa Romeo car of Iggy Combo has gotten himself into a bit of a tangle, and he has dropped 9 positions already in just a matter of 2 turns. And King's Home has actually made up, and we have yellow flags. There are 3 drivers out. King's Home, Phoenix, and Flea are out of this race as we have virtual safety car conditions. And now it has been changed to a full safety car. I am not exactly sure what it is that happened, but that is unfortunate for both Red Bull drivers as well as the Aston Martin driver of Phoenix. So we are currently under safety car conditions, and it will be Carl Wiedeberg, who started in first and still maintains first position, who will be driving the pack up to the back of the safety car that is just positioned after turn 2. Oh wow, and Carl Wiedeberg taking a gamble of gambles, if I have ever seen one. Going into the pit as well. There's quite a few people taking gambles. So Carl Wiedeberg, he's going on to the medium compound tires. Dark Somper Oh, see, I'll go to the tires. Yeah, so oh, wow. It may, you know what? It may be a bunch of people no, it doesn't look like there's many people who are changing front wings. Iggy Combo, who lost 9 positions after 2 turns, he must have gotten a bit of damage. So he has changed his front wing and has gone onto the mediums. So this is very interesting. So Lewis F1, who started in 2nd position on the soft compound tires, is now leading this race as he is the only one of... So let us see here. Carl Wiedeberg started in 1st. He pit. Mr. Basil did not pit. Everybody else... If I go to the tires, I'll be able to see. Yep, everybody else, from Dark Stomper down, has pit. Now, even seeing a safety car take place like this, I did not expect that pit stops would be made this early, let alone, what? Almost 2/3 of the grid. So this is going to be quite interesting to see what it is that happens. As we are riding on board with Lewis F1, who is leading the way behind the safety car. As I'm just reading the comment section for the live stream, and Phoenix left a comment somewhat explaining what it is that took place as to why both himself, Flea, and King's Home are out of this race. So yeah, it just seems like an unfortunate set of circumstances that all 3 of those drivers are out of this race. As I believe, yeah, Mr. Basil actually just pit. So Mr. Basil went into the pits just before this lap 3. So he's on a new set of medium compound tires. As we are riding on board with Lewis F1. So I will just go through, let's actually see all the position changes that have taken place. So Lewis F1 has made up 1 position as he is one of a few who have not pit. Actually, only has a safety car is coming in this lap. So it's only the top 4 runners at this moment who have not pit in this race. So Lewis made up 1 position. Thibble Boy, Lewis F1's teammate in the McLaren, has actually made up 9 positions by him not pitting, and he started on the medium compound tires, so it's quite an advantage for him, as it seems like Lewis F1 is away. So Ryan Van Doom is on the hard compound tires, so he will be going long. And it looks like Taylor McKenzie is going to make a move on Ryan Van Doom, and I believe Mr. Basil may have made a move on Iggy Combo. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. So riding on board with H. Bosworth, he is in 11th position as Carl Wiedeberg going up the inside of Ryan Van Doom, making up a position to go up into 4th. So not wasting any time after that first lap pit stop is Carl Wiedeberg in the Williams. Currently riding on board with Dark Stomper of the Alpine team as Ryan Van Doom goes a little bit wide, although there is no opportunity to capitalize going into this castle section as we have yellow flags. Oh, and who was that? Ricey Boy. And that is a front wing off of that Haas car. That castle section is very difficult as it looks like Dark Stomper has made a move on Ryan Van Doom and BKS. A bit of wheel banging between the Ferrari and the Aston Martin driver. But BKS has moved himself up into P6. So Ryan Van Doom, although on the hard tires, and Darth Vader looks like he is trying to line up a move on Ryan Van Doom as Lewis F1, then followed by Carl Wiedeberg, sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:43.069. Currently riding on board with Darth Vader, looking for his opportunity to try and make a move on Ryan Van Doom, who is on those hard tires as Ricey Boy in 15th. Without a front wing, we'll be looking for a new one, and Darth Vader is around! And there's just a lot happening as there are many penalties for severe collisions. And Yo-Yo has got himself caught in a very inopportune place of the track. So that is unfortunate for the Ferrari driver of Yo-Yo. So currently riding on board with Darth Vader, who is a reserve for the AlphaTauri team. I am not sure if he has damage. I'll ride on board and yep, it's safety car conditions. Actually, I just missed that. So we are under safety car conditions as we are on lap 5 of this 26 lap race. So I'll go to the front and see if anybody does pit. It would be advantageous for the likes of Lewis F1, who is on 4 lap old soft tires, to pit at this point. And yep, so that is a pit stop for both Lewis and his teammates. So we'll see if they hold each other up as Dibble Boy gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not going to help the McLaren driver. So Taylor McKenzie is into the pits and he puts on a set of hard tires. A lot of people pitting right now, and it looks like they're all going on to medium compound tires as Addix getting himself a new front wing, as well as it looks like H. Bosworth. So we will see Ricey Boy is going to be able to make up a few positions. Just one. So Ricey Boy is able to move himself into 14th position as Yo-Yo is just coming out of the pits onto the hard compound tire, and he is now at the back in 15th. So a lot of incidents and a bit of mayhem as we have only gone through 5 laps of this race. So some of those individuals who pitted during the first safety car, they are reaping the rewards of that, and that is the likes of Carl Wiedeberg, Dark Stomper, and BKS. As well as Mr. Basil has made up 11 positions. So he actually, I believe, went around once with the safety car, and then on the second lap that the safety car was out for the first safety car stint, he decided to pit at that point, and because of that, he is now all the way up in 4th position. So that is quite the move for Mr. Basil in that AlphaTauri car, as Iggy Combo is into the pits again. I'm wondering if the likes of Thibbleboy is going to serve his 5-second time penalty. Looks like another fresh set of mediums for Iggy Combo, as Thibbleboy does not decide to serve his 5-second time penalty. If there is another safety car, then he would be able to pit and serve his time penalty at that point, and it may be more advantageous to go that route. So as well as Taylor McKenzie, who served a qualifying ban for today's race, he is all the way up in 6th place, and he is on the hard compound tires, so he may be trying to go, albeit as long as there are no more safety cars, he may be attempting to go to the end of this race on this set of hard tires that he is on. It will be interesting to see how that strategy works out for the Mercedes driver. And also impressively, Ryan Van Doom, who also served a qualifying ban, is all the way up in 8th place, moving up 9 positions. So as the safety car is in this lap, you never let those qualifying bans deter you from racing hard, because in the sport of F1, anything can happen. Just looking at the comment section for the live stream, there's another Darth Vader fan, Matthias FER. So the Darth Vader fans always showing their love for him in the comments section, as it looks like it is pedal down and Carl Wiedeberg is away, and it looks like I have a very good vantage point of 4th, 5th, and 6th as Mr. Basil goes wide, and he loses a position to Lewis F1 as we have yellow flags in Sector 1. So Taylor McKenzie moves himself into 5th place as there was a bit of contact with Thibbleboy. And we will see what happens going into turn 3 as Mr. Basil able to go up into 6th, and Addicts actually able to move up into 5th place. So a bit of a squabble going on for that 5th place position, as Addicts is able to take advantage and go up into 5th place, as I believe, and we have yellow flags. Not sure who that may have been, but we will. It's currently riding on board with Thibbleboy, and Ricey Boy is out. And it looks like the castle section again. So I do not believe that there will be a virtual safety car or safety car, because there are no cars going through that particular side of the track. But I'm currently on board with BKS, and it is a battle going on between the second. Oh, and Dark Stomper hits the wall And that serves as an advantage for BKS and Lewis as they are side by side. And now Lewis of the McLaren team, as Dark Stomper heads into the pits, must have sustained damage hitting the wall. As Lewis F1 is able to take advantage, and he moves himself up into second place. There are quite a few pitters. Thibble Boy, Taylor McKenzie, and H. Bosworth pitting as well. So currently riding on board with Iggy Combo, staying close behind the Ferrari driver of Yo-Yo. So we'll see as they head into this castle. Oh, and Yo-Yo! That is definite damage that Ferrari driver has sustained, hitting the wall, going into that castle section is really catching people out in this race so far. So we'll see if Iggy Combo in the Alfa Romeo will be able to take advantage of this situation. But currently riding on board with Darth Vader as Carl Wiedeberg sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:42.826 is Ryan Van Doom, who is looking to go side by side, as I think it's a bit of a connection issue with Darth Vader, but as Darth Vader trying to make his way. Ryan Van Doom seems to be quite clear, but Mr. Basil right on the tail of his teammate. As I believe Iggy Combo just made a move on Yo-Yo to go up into 8th position. And I'm not sure, did Yo-Yo sustain any damage then? Because he is not pitting, but it does look like there is potentially a little bit of struggling that is going on with Yo-Yo going through these turns. Yo-Yo may be holding out for another safety car. So I'm currently riding on board with Darth of Vader, who is currently in 6th position. And he is right on the back of Ryan Van Doom as Ryan Van Doom hits the wall. As we have yellow flags, Mr. Basil is around. Has to be careful. Oh, and Dark Stomper is coming through, and yep, that was... Dark Stomper was able to stay out, and we have a safety car. I really keep missing these safety cars that are taking place. So I'm not sure if that's because of the incident with Mr. Basil going into the wall. It could potentially be, but we are under safety car position or conditions again. And interestingly enough, Yo-Yo has stayed out, so he may not have actually sustained any damage as Carl Wiedeberg comes out of the pit lane just ahead of the Ferrari driver. It seems as if Yo-Yo did not sustain damage going into the wall in that castle section, so quite lucky for the Ferrari driver as Mr. Basil is in the pits, and it is a new nose for the AlphaTauri driver. And it's a soft tires for Mr. Basil as well, so he's expecting to either another safety car or to be pitting again as Thibbleboy gets himself a new nose. I don't know if H. Bosworth got a new front wing onto his car, and I believe it was Thibbleboy who had the 5-second time penalty, so he is able to serve that pitting under these safety car conditions. So as it stands right now, it is Lewis F1 who is currently in first place. I said there was an overtake that took place, yeah. So Taylor McKenzie is taking that position back. As there may be, I don't know what's going on between Boy and Taylor McKenzie. But it seems like they have everything sorted out now. So some of the big gainers, as we are currently on lap 11 of this 26 lap race. Iggy Combo in third position has made up 5 places since the beginning of this race. Carl Wiedeberg has dropped 3 positions from where he started, although he just pitted, so he's on a fresh set of medium tires. So I will definitely be looking for him to be making up positions relatively quickly after this safety car period has ended. We also have the likes of Yo-Yo in the Ferrari. He has made up 9 positions from the start of this race. Currently on 5-lap-old hards. So that's a question. Would he be able to go until the end with these hard tires? Will be interesting to see, and lucky that he apparently did not sustain any damage when he hit the wall going through that castle section. We also have Ryan Van Doom of the Aston Martin team has made up 8 positions, currently in 9th place, and he served a qualifying ban as I indicated earlier. He is on a set of new medium tires, so I'm not too sure if that will be able to take him until the end of this race. It may be slightly close. Although if there is another safety car, which if we are going by the statistics so far, it would be that we would be having another 3 safety cars before the end of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Hopefully that is not the case, but as the drivers get back racing, we will see what it is that happens. So is a safety car in this lap? Yes, it is, as the indicator is shown at the top of your screen. So Lewis F1 of the McLaren team is at the front of this train of cars, as he will be the one setting the pace to get these drivers back racing. And it looks like he is away. And Robin is dropping down the field. Oh, and there's contact between Yo-Yo and Addicts up ahead. And it looks like Dark Stomper has actually made his way past Robin as well. Has to be careful. A bit of contact between the Alpine and and the Ferrari driver and Yo-Yo. It looks like Mr. Basil, I think, has dropped 2 positions. Taylor McKenzie and Thibble Boy have made their way past Mr. Basil. I'm not sure if an overtake just took place there by Dark Stomper. I'm not sure if they were side by side or if an overtake has taken place. Currently riding on board with Ryan Van Doom. Will he be able to get Robin going into this section? Yes, he is. And that is P8 for Ryan Van Doom, making his way up this field after serving that quali ban. Doing a very good job. I'll go down to Taylor McKenzie, and it's side by side between him and H. Bosworth. It looks like H. Bosworth yielded ever so slightly, and that has cost him another 3 positions altogether. I'm not sure if H. Bosworth potentially has damage, because he was just overtaken by 3 cars somewhat easily. As I'm riding on board with Carl Biedeberg, he has made his way past Iggy, and I said that he's going to be able to make up positions. As it looks like Mr. Basil has made his way past Thibbleman. Actually, they are side by side, and Thibbleboy dives into the pit. I believe I just saw Addix made a move on Iggy, and Iggy a bit late on the brakes, and Dark Stomper is able to take advantage of that. We have Robin and Darth Vader battling for that 9th place position. I'm not sure if Robin made an overtake on Darth Vader, as Thibbleboy is out of this race. I believe that may have been a retirement in the pits for Thibbleboy. Currently riding on board with Dark Stomper, who is on the rear of the Haas driver. Oh, as Ryan Van Doom has made an overtake on Iggy Combo to move into 6th position. Oh, and there is contact between the Ferrari. Oh, and Iggy is out, and that's most likely going to be a safety car, I'm assuming. Yes, it is. So we have another safety car, and I believe I saw Yo-Yo. I don't know if it was Yo-Yo that sustained front wing damage. I'll ride on board with him to see. So Lewis F1, so all 3 of the front runners have decided to go into the pits. And yep, Yo-Yo is diving into the pits. I'm just interested to see if it's going to be a front wing change for the Ferrari driver. No, it is not. It's just a new set of soft tires. So as it stands right now, the Haas driver of Attix is currently in 1st place, and he has made up 8 positions from the beginning of this race to go from 9th to 1st. And I believe I did question if he was planning on going until the end with this set of hard tires. It's currently 3-lap old hard tires. We are under safety car conditions. I think, as it is right now, he would be able to pretty comfortably make his way to the end of this race on this hard set of tires. Although I do see the sky is getting a little bit gray. I think I did see that there was a potential chance of rain about halfway through this race as well. So we will see what it is that happens, but if there is the potential of some sort of inclement weather, it will make this race a whole lot more interesting. As yep, I am looking in the Discord and on the Discord server, and it has been indicated by both Alfa Romeo drivers that there's an 84% chance of rain 45 minutes into this race. So we have pit stops that are happening with Yo-Yo and Robin. Oh, and Yo-Yo has taken the gamble. Yo-Yo is the first to gamble of all of these runners, as he has gone on to the intermediate tires. We will see. It depends on when this rain, if it is to come, when it will. An interesting call by the Ferrari driver. Will it pay off? I do not see any droplets of rain coming down as it stands. But as these drivers are in contact with their respective engineers, who are able to give them an approximate forecast of what is to come regarding the weather, it will be interesting to see if this gamble pays off by the Ferrari driver, or for the Ferrari driver of Yo-Yo. I was looking in the Discord, so I did miss that safety car is in this lap. As Atix is holding up the field, the safety car is quite far ahead, so it would be that the safety car is coming in this lap, and we will see. As it looks like the Haas driver of Atix is away, and Taylor McKenzie got a good jump on Darth Vader. Will he be able to make this move? As, oh wow, Lewis is late on, and wow, it's carnage again. As it looks, BKS of the Ferrari team is around, and we have yellow flags in Sector 1. I'm wondering if this will be a potential virtual safety car. As H. Bosworth is able to make up, I believe, and the rain is coming now. So Yo-Yo is all the way back in 11th position, but all the drivers ahead of him, as Carl Wiedeberg makes his way past Ryan Van Doom. And these soft compound tires are going to be advantageous to those who are running them. So both Carl Wiedeberg, Mr. Basil, Robin, and H. Bosworth, as we have yellow flags in Sector 2, and it looks like it's a Ferrari, and that is Yo-Yo without a front wing. So that advantage of going onto the intermediate tires is going to be nullified, as the Ferrari driver of Yo-Yo has lost his front wing, and he's going to have to make a pit stop. So I'm currently riding on board with H. Bosworth, as it is side by side between Dark Stomper, and Dark Stomper is able to make that move on Attic. I believe Robin, who's actually headed into the pits, so I'm wondering if he's going to be putting on an intermediate set of tires. So currently leading this race as it is Dark Stomper of the Alpine team on 8-lap-old mediums, as Darth Vader gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As yes, Robin is into the pits, and and Dark Stomper! And it looks like this may be the time to put on intermediate tires, because these drivers are struggling as it is right now. So Robin, Darth Vader, and Yo-Yo, who are all in the pits, or Robin and Darth Vader just coming out of the pits. As you see, as there is a battle going on for that second place position. And Attic's doing a pretty good job in the Haas car on 6-lap-old hard tires. They will not have a whole lot of grip, as we have yellow flags in Sector 1. I believe that would be the Ferrari of Yo-Yo. He's currently riding on board with Carl Wiedeberg. And Lewis is looking to make a move on Addix. And a bit of contact, and just like that, Lewis F1 is around and into the wall. So we have yellow flags in Sector 3. As the rain is starting to come down, we will see if Dark Stomper, will continue on those medium tires. Addix as well, as DRS is enabled. So apparently it is not, as Taylor McKenzie is in the pits. I wonder if he sustained damage. Yep, it's a new front wing for Taylor McKenzie of the Mercedes team, and intermediate tires as well. He's currently riding on board with Mr. Basil, and he is in 6th position, has made up 9 positions from the start of this race, so doing a very good job. Carl Wiedeberg and Brian Van Doon going side by side. They make contact, and they are still side by side, and it looks like it is the Williams driver of Carl Wiedeberg who gets past, as Taylor McKenzie has retired from this session. I don't know if he crashed out, and it is a safety car. We have another safety car, so this is going to be advantageous to all of these cars who are still on dry tires. And there you saw Taylor McKenzie's car into the wall. So any car who is not on the, as Darth Vader gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So we currently have 11 cars remaining, and we are on lap 19. As you can see, Dark Stomper looks like he is struggling to get his car gripping up and stopping going into these turns. So I am assuming it is going to be a pit stop for the Alpine driver, and he's going to go on to a set of intermediate tires. We will ride on board and see what it is that happens. Yep, so it is into the pits for Dark Stomper, as well as Addix in the Haas behind him, and Carl Wiedeberg, as Carl Wiedeberg is trying to get to jump on Addix. Ryan Van Doom of the Aston Martin team also into the pits, as well as H. Bosworth of the Alfa Romeo team, Mr. Basil in as well, BKS of the Ferrari team in as well. Robin, who is on the intermediates, we will see if he will be able to make up any positions. Some of these cars are just coming out of the pits. It looks like he's going to get ahead of Mr. Basil. I don't know if he'll be able to get past BKS, though. Yep, so both Robin and Lewis are able to make up positions on Mr. Basil. And I'm surprised that Darth Vader did not... Oh no, it's a drive-through penalty for Darth Vader, so he is not able to serve that under safety car conditions. So we are currently on lap 20 of this 26-lap race. All of these 11 runners are on intermediate tires, either fresh intermediates or 1 lap old intermediates. We'll see how many positions have been made up. So Carl Wiedeberg, who started in first place, is now back in first position. Dark Stomper, who started in third, is now in second. H. Bosworth, who started in seventh, has moved his way up to third place. Atix, who started in ninth, has moved up to fourth. Ryan Van Doom, I keep saying this name, Ryan Van Doom, served a quali ban and is up in fifth position as it stands. An impressive drive by the Aston Martin driver. BKS of the Ferrari team has dropped one position from the start of this race, going from fifth as he is now in currently sixth position. You have Robin of the Williams team, who is a reserve, has moved up 3 positions from 10th to currently running in 7th. Lewis F1, who started in 2nd, is down in 8th, so dropping 6 positions. Mr. Basil currently in the points, and as long... Oh, and there are pit stops that are happening. H. Bosworth and BKS and Darth Vader. I hope he knows he can't serve his drive-through for this pit stop. So H. Bosworth and BKS pitting. Oh, so it wasn't a drive-through for Darth Vader. Let's see the penalties. No, he still does have a drive-through. So he had to apparently serve a 5-second penalty as well. Wow. And he's gone on to the medium. So taking the risk here is Darth Vader, as he is doing a dance coming out of the pit lane. As I am not sure what it is that just happened. Yo-Yo, but he drove right through his garage. So I am not sure what it is that happened with the Ferrari driver. But he is on a set of soft tires, almost going into the wall. So these two drivers at the... Oh, so this is what happened. So H. Bosworth and BKS pitted to go onto dry tires. And it looks like this... Yep, the sky looks like it is starting to clear out a little bit. This is going to be interesting as to what happens now. It's going to be interesting, I guess, depending on if Yo-Yo can catch up to the pack. Will the safety car come in this lap? This is an interesting call. I mean, if the runners behind you have gambled and gone on the soft or the dry compound tires, I'm wondering if you just cover them off and do the same as well while you're under safety car conditions. This is going to be interesting. We are currently on lap 21 of 26. I'm going to go to the front runner. What is Carl Wiedeberg going to do? Stays out. All intermediate tire runners have decided to stay out. This is going to get interesting, folks. I would not go anywhere. I would stay tuned, because this is going to be an interesting finish to this race. Well, I just want to ride on board with Yo-Yo to see how he is doing on his soft set of tires. It doesn't look like it is too bad for him as it is right now. Although that rain still does seem like it is coming down. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if it is conditions for dry tires, because I'm still seeing droplets of rain coming down at the moment. So it is a gamble that has been taken by H. Bosworth, BKS, Darth Vader, although he has to serve a drive-through penalty, so he almost has nothing to lose by making that call to go onto a set of medium tires. But it does look like the sky looks like it is getting better. And it looks like I am seeing the sun as well. Safety car is in this lap as determined by race control, and I'm looking at the comment section of the live stream. You have Jordy Ma, who says Dark Stomper is the best. So Dark Stomper, who is currently in second place. The question is it, as Carl Wiedeberg gets away and gets a pretty good jump on Dark Stomper, and it looks like Addicts, and they're pitting! This is exactly what I was talking about. So that is going to promote as Mr. Bat. So some cars have this, some drivers, like we have yellow flags in Sector 3. I'm not sure who that is. And Sector 1, but some drivers have decided to stay out on the intermediate compound tires. So Ryan Van Doom of the Aston Martin team is currently in first, but he's struggling and hits the wall. So it looks like the call is dry tire, and yup, it's a struggle. Lewis F1 gets past, and yup, Ryan Van Doom is into the wall. H. Bosworth moves himself up into second position, and it looks like as Darth Vader has left the session, so yep, retirement in the pit lane as H. Bosworth has moved himself into first place. It is definitely dry tire conditions, as we have a bit of a hold up going into this castle section, and these intermediate runners are struggling, although Lewis F1 seems to be doing a decent job as Mr. Basil gets himself up into fifth place, and Ryan Van Doom, although hitting the wall, gets himself, and it looks like there is damage on, yep, both of these cars do not have front wings. As it is, Yo-Yo gets himself into second position. BKS gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Dark Stomper, who is on the soft compound tires, has moved himself into sixth, and it looks like it's going to be fourth after these intermediate tire runners ahead of him will be going into the pits, and Addicts right on the tail of Dark Stomper. As Lewis F1 and Mr. Basil go into the pits, Addicts trying to make a move on the inside of Dark Stomper, not able to make it work. So as it stands right now, H. Bosworth of the Alfa Romeo team looking for his first win of the season with only 2.5 laps remaining in this race. As all of the drivers who are currently running right now will be scoring points in this race. So I'm currently riding on board with BKS, and he has himself a 3-second time penalty to his name. So he is going to try and stay 3 seconds clear of Dark Stomper. Behind him, as I believe that was Yo-Yo, that may have made a bit of contact with the wall. I do not know if he may have sustained any damage. Currently riding on board with BKS, and the track looks almost dry, and it is BKS. As DRS has been enabled, BKS making his way past his teammate in Yo-Yo to go up into second place. 2 laps remaining of this race. We are on lap 25 of 26. Now riding on board with Yo-Yo, DRS wide open for the Ferrari driver as he is right behind his teammate in BKS. Not really liking any of those broadcast cameras, so I will ride on board and stay on board with Yo-Yo. As BKS seems to be doing a decent job of getting away from his teammate, and if he is able to break the 3-second gap, or a 3-second gap between him and his teammate, he is going to finish in outright second position. This is impressive by the Ferrari driver of BKS, and it looks like he's going to make it happen. If you had asked me exactly 1 lap ago, would BKS clear his teammate, as BKS at this point on the previous lap was side by side with his teammate, he has now cleared 2.5 seconds. As he has also set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:42, pipped by Dark Stomper with a 1:48.81. Dark Stomper is making his way up. As we have yellow flags in Sector 2, Carl Wiedeberg is out. That is unfortunate. As Lewis F1 gets himself the fastest lap of the race with a 1:45.99. So I'm currently riding on board with Dark Stomper, and it looks like Yo-Yo is struggling. Mr. Basil looking to make a move on the Aston Martin driver. Yields. Smart move. Don't want to have any contact that will ruin your race at this point. You are scoring points no matter what. Did Mr. Basil get DRS? No. Robin did not as well. So no advantage there. We will ride on board with Dark Stomper. Will he be able to get this last podium position? As BKS, as Robin has made a move on Mr. Basil. Did I see the front? Yeah. The front wing of Mr. Basil is gone. So just take it steady and make it to the end of this race. Mr. Basil. But BKS has cleared and is almost... So Dark Stomper has gotten himself ahead of Yo-Yo. Is BKS? He will finish second no matter what. It is DRS wide open, and it looks like it's going to be a second place finish. H. Bosworth finishes in first. BKS in second place. Dark Stomper will finish in third. Yo-Yo in fourth. Addix in fifth position. We have yellow flags in Sector 2, and yep, that is Mr. Basil, but without a front wing, it would be quite hard to get around at this point, as Lewis F1 of the McLaren team finishes in sixth. Ryan Van Doom started P17, makes up 10 positions, and finishes in seventh. Great drive by the Aston Martin driver. Robin, who serves as a reserve for the Williams team today, finishes in 8th position, and we await as Mr. Basil will be getting no less than 2 points from this race today, as he is heading into the pits with a cheeky way of finishing out this race, going through the pits. As there you have it, it is H. Bosworth in the Alfa Romeo, finishing in first position. Well done. And Ryan Van Doom, I've been saying this man's name the entire broadcast. Started with a quali ban, finishes in 7th place. Well done by the Aston Martin driver. So I will go through the finishing order as it stands right now, albeit there may be penalties and other such incidents. So as it is right now, it is H. Bosworth of the Alfa Romeo team finishing in first. BKS of the Ferrari team finishing in second. Dark Stomper of Alpine in third. Yo-Yo makes up 10 positions to finish in fourth. Addicts in fifth position. Lewis F1 finishes in sixth. Ryan Van Doom, driver of the day, makes up 10 positions as well. He finishes in seventh. Robin FR of the Williams team, who is a reserve for today's race, finishes in eighth. And Mr. Basil of the AlphaTauri team finishes in ninth position. And this is the start of the, it actually says 2 laps down, so I'm not sure if that will be a point for Carl Wiedeberg. We will see, but it's 10th position for Carl Wiedeberg. And then the start of the DNF, it is Darth Vader, Taylor McKenzie, Iggy Combo, Thibbo Boy, Ricey Boy, Flea 1996, Phoenix, and King's Home, who round out the drivers who did not finish this race. Quite a long race with, I believe, what was it, 5 safety cars that took place. So quite a slow moving race and a long race, but nonetheless it was a race, and you finish out the race and try to get as many points as you can for yourself and your team. I would like to thank everyone who tuned in for this broadcast of Limitless Formula Racing, the Tuesday Limitless 2 edition, as we will be back on air for Thursday Formula 4 coverage, and I'll just go to the calendar to see where it is. They will be driving on the 17th, so it is Bahrain this upcoming Thursday for the Formula 4 drivers. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. It would help us out a lot, and we would appreciate it immensely. Also, like this video as well. For myself, Kem, and all of Limitless Formula Racing, we would like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast. I bid you adieu. Take care.